Everybody. Welcome back to our second episode of the Bibliophilic Bull. I'm Yardley, your Taurus sun. This is Rye, your Taurus rising, and that's Deck, your Venus in Taurus. And together we are the Bibliophilic Bull. Today we're going to be reviewing this book called T.J. Young and the Orishas, which we do not actually have a physical copy of, but we were listening to on Audible because it was suggested to us after we finished another story. I absolutely love this book. When I was growing up, I loved stories about magic and Greek mythology, but we had no representation for me. It was just Harry Potter. And while I love Harry Potter, I really love the stories that represent our ancestry and our African Orishas. So T.J. Young and the Orishas has a prequel story called The Will of the Mischief Maker that I absolutely recommend that you read and or listen to prior to reading T.J. Young. However, it doesn't affect the book as a standalone book. Tamori Jomeloju Young is our main character. I just really love saying his name. They clearly gave him a nickname, TJ, for a reason, because I feel like anything with that many syllables, lesser melanated people feel is a little complicated. But I would love to call his name completely and totally out, much like his teachers do in this book. Tamori Jomeloju Young, Deck, tell us about him.
He grows up in a family full of magical people like himself in his sister's shadow. Sadly, his sister passed away mysteriously, and after a funeral, he heads to a summer camp that is much like Camp Half-Blood to get a better hold on his Ashe that he manifested later than usual.
What is Camp Half-Blood?
Camp Half-Blood is a magical camp from Rick Warden's Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
Oh, okay. So what happens in the book, guys?
Even though he's manifested his Ashe, he still hasn't gained complete control over it yet.
TJ is kind of like a clear quartz. He amplifies.
While at camp, TJ tries to uncover the truth about his sister's death, but falls victim to Eshu, the trickster. In the last bit of the book, TJ has gotten himself into a bit of a pickle by striking a deal with Olokun, the Orisha of the sea, which seems very impossible. We are currently listening to the second book, T.J. Young and the
Windweaver's Storm. So the second book also has a prequel that is called When the Wind Speaks that is also absolutely recommended to, and does not affect the book as a standalone if you decide to read it, but again, absolutely fully recommended. The third book, called T.J. Young and the Hero's Equinox, is scheduled for release next year in 2025. So you have plenty enough time to get through the entire series and be just on time for that third book should you choose. T.J. Young and the Orishas is a bit more kid-friendly than Blood at the Root. If Blood at the Root was teenager-esque and had a lot of colorful four-letter words, T.J. Young is going to be the complete and total opposite of that. It's more elementary and more chill for you parents that want to know if it, that are wanting your children to listen to it. So, thank you so much for joining us for today's episode. Hope to see you next time. T.J. Young and the Orishas was written by author Antoine Bandele. Please be sure to check out his work.